Must be difficult at times, Brenda, to narrow this down when it comes to bicycle accidents, because they're not in the usual realm of vehicle.
Yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what I
that's true. There are rules that apply to cyclists, though, and there are rules depending if you're on the NCC paths or this City of Ottawa bylaws. There's the Highway Traffic Act. So there are lots of rules that apply to cyclists. So once you know the situation, from a lawyer's perspective, anyway, I can look up what should have happened and figure out usually who's at fault.
Right.
I mean, sometimes it's obvious.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it is completely obvious, but there have got to be times when it could be partial fault on both the bicycle rider and the vehicle involved.
That's right. I mean, I had one situation with a child actually who went through a stop sign. So if it was an adult
on a bike.
On a bike, yeah, no helmet, went to the stop sign, going down a hill. And said, woo, right through. And, in that case, we split liability 50-50.
Right. Now, we do have laws pertaining to bicycles and children, correct? And their helmets.
That's right.
Not adults.
That's right. At this time, not adults.
We should.
Arguably.
That's just one man's opinion.
Yeah.
Really. It seems reasonable to me to expect adults to, show leadership in this area and wear their helmets.
Yeah, certainly parents should wear them.
Well, yeah.
Strapping them on your kids and then not wearing them is
if
bad.
in fact a child is involved in an accident like you described.
Yes.
Without a helmet.
Yes.
What happens in that case? Because that seems to me to complicate matters.
It does. I mean, if he breaks his arm, the helmet issue isn't going to be relevant.
Right,
but if there's a head injury, yeah, for sure. I mean, what a crafty defense lawyer would do would be sue his parents, counter-sue the parents for not making sure he had a helmet on.
Which is their responsibility.
That's right.
Right, and it has to be an approved helmet, too.
Yeah.
It can't be any old, some old hockey helmet you throw on.
That's right.
It has to be an approved, isn't it CSA approved?
CSA, yes. There might be an American standard that's also acceptable, but it has to meet certain approvals.
I know when it comes to motorcycle helmets, it's Department of Transportation. DOT is what you see on the back of motorcycle helmets, but it's CSA when it comes to bicycle helmets. So if you have any questions, give us a call. We've got Patrick on the phone. It's a personal injury question, but it has nothing to do with bicycles. Is that right, Patrick?
That's right.
Okay, explain your situation, my friend.
My mother broke her arm opening the fridge door. She lives in an apartment building, but this happened 3 years ago. Is it too late to do anything about it?
She broke her arm opening the fridge door?
Yeah, the handle broke off and she fell back and broke her arm.
Right. So you're wondering if
it reported to management that the handle was loose, but they didn't do anything about it.
Who would be at fault? The manufacturer of the fridge, the management of the apartment building?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of issues there. Probably I would, if I were looking at that case, I would look at the landlord for them, not maintaining the appliances properly. It's not a slam dunk, but I would look at that. But the other issue is 3 years is too long.
Is it?
2-year limitation period. Sometimes you can get around that, but with an injury that's as obvious as a broken arm, you have a broken arm, the time would start to run from the day of the accident, so you'd be out of time.
Yeah, 2 years is the maximum time frame.
Yeah, unless you're a child.
If this is obviously a case where it involved a refrigerator.
Yes.
But does that apply to all personal injury? Is it two years?
Yeah, virtually everything is 2 years.
Yeah.
That changed about 3 or 4 years ago. They made a standard limitation period. So 2 years, unless you're a child, and then the time runs from 2 years from the date that you turn 18. So really your limitation period expires on your 20th birthday if you're a child.
Right, but 2 years is usually the maximum when it comes to that. How many bicycle accident cases do you deal with in the run of a year? Is it a common occurrence?
It's really common. I mean, last year was particularly high, and the ones that make the media are the most severe ones, but there's lots of other broken bones, and last year I had a real surge. Sort of in September, all of the accidents from the summer started to hire lawyers, and I probably, I might have had 10, which is a lot. Yeah.
That seems like a lot.
It was, and lots of, fractures, arm fractures requiring surgery, like pretty serious fractures.
Right.
Or a broken leg as well.
Yeah, but again, you can't just you fall off your bike because of a pothole or a rock on the path.
Well, then you might have a claim against somebody else. I mean, if there's a dangerous pothole, you might be looking at the city.
On a path?
Yeah, on a bike path.
On a government-run path?
Well, if it's NCC.
Could you sue the NCC?
I would.
See, this is something that people may not think about.
I mean, it has to be an unreasonable pothole. Not every little bump. We're not looking, it's not roller derby. But it has to be reasonably maintained. you know, and if there's big tree roots that have obviously grown over, you know, sometimes you see those breaking through, and it's been there for a while, and the NCC should have had notice. I'd certainly look at that.
Do you ever have a case involving two cyclists colliding?
No, I never have. I'm sure they exist, but I've never had that.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. You know what the most common one I have is somebody parks their car and then opens the door without looking. Cyclist.
Oh my God! It's cyclists' worst fear.
It is, and it happens all the time.
People don't check.
No, I mean, as a cyclist, you got to be aware that actually does happen. You're worried about it. It happens because they're in my office.
And then you go arse over tea kettle in the middle of the road.
Something like that, and you end up with a broken collarbone most of the time.